Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at secrets that were finally spilled. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My parents got divorced when I was 3 years old. I stayed in contact with my mother, but my father got full custody, as mum apparently relinquished custody because of financial situation and claimed she made the difficult decision of giving custody to my dad for the sake of us kids, because he could provide a better life for us. The most difficult sacrifice she ever made. On several occasions, my mother would get so drunk and lament her life and say something to the effect of, "I never should have left your father. He was a good guy. He didn't deserve that. We would have been happy." I had heard variations on it a bunch of times, so one day I decided to share it with my dad. I was in my mid-20s at that point. My dad, who at no point in my life ever discussed the divorce or my mum, replied, "She said that. I left her because of her alcoholism and drug use and how she was always drunk during the pregnancy, and while you were little, kids deserve a safe home to grow up in." I later got that verified from my maternal grandmother. Apparently everyone knew but never bothered to tell me that my dad was the one who left mum because she was a druggie and an alcoholic, and she didn't have to make the difficult sacrifice of giving dad custody because he could provide a better life for us. The court straight up gave dad custody after a court battle where my mum was deemed unfit to be a parent because of said substance abuses. For about 20 years, I thought my dad got dumped by my mum, but turns out he was just a really good parent and made the right choice for us kids. Wow. So the mum wanted to try to gain sympathy points. Are you crazy? Honestly, good on the dad. Good on the dad for giving them a safe environment, for sure, man. If they lived with the mum, bro, that's gonna be a different life. My great aunt was a nurse supervisor at a mental hospital in the 1920s. She fell in love with a guy who was being evaluated for a murder trial. She helped him escape and they went to Florida, but the police caught up with them. My aunt got off easy, but he got the electric chair. I found all this in a newspaper archive while working on family history. Showed it to my mum and she admitted it was all true. She fell in love with the murderer. Bro. I mean, he obviously did something crazy because he got the freaking electric chair. She tried to run away with him. Like, girl, think with your head, not your heart. Okay. That my dad's little sister wasn't really his little sister. It was his sister's baby, raised by his mum. The girl didn't know until she was 21. Oh. Wow. That's a pretty common secret, right? Like when a teen has a kid and their mum raises the kid instead. Well, my aunt didn't lose her teaching job due to budget cuts like she'd always claimed. Turns out she never even had a valid teaching license to begin with, regularly had affairs with the dads, and embezzled PTA money. That's wild. Your aunt is wild. We found out after my grandfather died that none of his 7 children with my grandmother were his, and that they all likely had different fathers. Damn. I mean, good on him for having the heart to raise them more, you know? Wow. My father's brother killed 4 girls when he was in high school. My father was the one who found out and told the police. I mean, good on him. Yeah. Good on him for doing the right thing. Seriously. Imagine knowing that secret. And that's your family, bro. Oh my gosh. I'd be disgusted. My uncle was a cop. My father was a mid-level drug kingpin. He basically ran the marijuana and psychedelics trade in a small city. When I was a kid, my uncle died in the line of duty. There was a big funeral and everything. Turns out he wasn't killed in the line of duty. The cops found out that my father was paying him for cop information. When he was accused, my uncle ate a gun in his squad car in a parking lot. I found that 30 years later. So the father ruined his own brother's life. My mother is kid number 7 out of 10. My aunt, kid number 4, who was born in 1945, did her DNA and found out that she has a different father from everyone else. She was devastated. There was always a rumor there was an affair, but nobody talked about it. She has so many questions, but nobody is alive to answer her. Wow. Wow. I mean, I feel like a lot of kids must feel this. If they feel like they look different and everyone's a bit different from them, right? They probably have questions. But hey, at least now it's so easy to do like DNA testing, right? My mom was having an affair with a schizophrenic dude she met in a bar, got pregnant, and just let her husband believe I was his my whole life. When she was sick in the hospital and looped out drugs, she started mumbling on about my dad not being my real dad. 23andMe test later and secrets out. What? You know what? I'm so confused. Why do these people just fall in love so quick, you know? Learned I had a half sister. My father had an affair and she was conceived after my brother was born, but before I was. She reached out to me and is a lovely human. We have been in contact ever since, have travelled together, and I have visited her several times. Oh, that's nice that they still had a bond, right? About a month ago, my mother-in-law's 88-year-old sister revealed on her deathbed that her husband's best friend was actually the father of all 4 of her children. Her husband was an abusive grade A jerk by all accounts. While everyone was shocked, no one was saddened by this news. Oh, I mean, good. I mean, no one's sad because their dad must have been an asshole, right? No one's like, oh my gosh, how could you do this? They were like, understandable. My sister and I found out in our mid and late 20s that we had a full-on brother. Our dad got a mum pregnant in high school, and because it was the 60s, it was all hush-hush, and she went to do her senior year with family and just quietly came back to town. They ended up getting together for real in college and no one knew, not their lifelong friends or even my uncle. Our brother had a good childhood with his adopted family, but he was always curious about his birth mother, so he wrote her a letter. He sure was surprised to also come to meet his dad and 2 sisters. Crazy thing is, he didn't live too far away and we all look extremely alike. Would have been weird if we'd bump into each other otherwise. Wow. So they gave him away? They didn't raise him? I don't know. Why? Why would you have to give away your kid? And then you have other kids and then you raise them perfectly fine, right? If I was a kid, I would definitely be a bit salty. The reason my aunt and uncle never had kids was because my grandparents pressured my aunt into having an abortion before she got married because they weren't married, and due to complications wound up sterile. Dude, are you kidding me? And I'm assuming once they got married, the grandparents were like, where's your kids? Come on now, I want some grandkids. That's effed up, bro. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.